Well, the Biden administration continues to be a complete disaster on the international stage. And this weekend really wasn't any different. Biden's top diplomat, Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State, believes real progress was made during his meetings in China, claiming a positive step has been taken towards a better communications and engaging moving forward. Man, I bet Xi Jinping is hysterical reading that. This meeting was basically an agreement to have more meetings. Typical DC groupthink. Meetings should result in action, which would then constitute achievement. Simply having a meeting and then scheduling further meetings doesn't mean anything got actually done. I know DC believes that, but normal people understand that doesn't do anything. It's like the illusion of progress. And if that wasn't bad enough, Blinken added this almost immediately after meeting Xi.
On Taiwan, I reiterated the long-standing U.S. One China policy. That policy has not changed. It's guided by the Taiwan Relations Act, the 3 joint communiques, the 6 assurances. We do not support Taiwan independence. We remain opposed to any unilateral changes to the status quo by either side. We continue to expect the peaceful resolution of cross-strait differences.
What changed? I mean, the leadership of China's got to be laughing hysterically listening to this. The highest level official to visit or meet with Xi since Trump did 5 years ago is now saying that the U.S. doesn't support China's neighbor. You know, the one that Xi likes to tease with like missile launchers and threats of invasion. I mean, it's embarrassing. This is a complete 180 from the stance uttered by our president in September.
Taiwan makes their own judgments about their independence. We are not moving, we're not encouraging their being independent. That's their decision.
But would U.S. forces defend the island?
Yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack.
So while Blinken is busy touting progress, China is fully taking advantage of our weaknesses. Of course, on the other end of this, China's Xi Jinping is feeding the U.S. exactly what it wants to hear. He's got no intention of actually changing anything, though. He's claiming the world needs stable relations between China and the U.S., and whether the two countries can find the right way to get along bears on the future and destiny of humanity. Now, if stabilizing these relations was so important to President Xi, why hasn't he come here? Why hasn't he apologized for anything on his end, like, I don't know, COVID, the economic hardship that came from it, the loss of trillions of dollars in the American commerce alone? And that's the point. If you think China's actions and influence don't affect you at home, think again. See, Xi Jinping doesn't have to really deal with elections like we do here. He can say or do basically anything he wants. Let's not forget that Joe Biden's son, Hunter, did in fact take $2 billion for a private equity firm from a Chinese business venture. And if you think that was private in China, it's not. No billionaire in China can operate independent of the government. That's communism. That's what they do there. Xi knows that the United States needs him, and under no circumstances can we afford to cut him off. Joe Biden still thinks after shooting down a balloon 2,000 miles after it sailed over American soil was some sort of major accomplishment. He also believes that China meant no harm.
One of the things that balloon caused was not so much that it got shot down, but I don't think the leadership knew where it was and knew what was in it and knew what was going on. I think it was more embarrassing than it was intentional.
Nobody believes that this guy doesn't have something on him from the Chinese government. I mean, look, honestly, he is not letting any blame on China whatsoever. And let's not forget Biden's green dream and how much it relies on China's assistance to even be feasible. This proposal to make our once mighty country a battery-powered nation also heavily relies on China. They are our main source, accounting for almost 80% of the United States lithium-ion battery imports. That's a 150% quarterly jump, according to the most recent data we have. Also, China's manufacturing, sure, they wouldn't probably survive without America consuming them, but America couldn't survive China cutting us off. Don't think for a minute that Xi wouldn't sacrifice the suffering of his own people to hurt America. Remember, he doesn't have elections to worry about like we do here. China affects Wall Street to Main Street. They have their production so entrenched in our economy that they exert enormous power over all of us, whether they're using it currently or not. So don't forget, the weaker we look and act and appear, the stronger and more powerful China's going to become.